that pattern that you have, it shows the one line, okay, right? Where's the pattern? Somebody has a, here, give me that right there. Okay. All right, down here on your pattern, oh, this one has been destroyed already. You see, you have a center line.
I better take that out.
And then you have the two little notches.
But you did it, right?
What you want to do is make sure you connect from the notch to the center, okay? You need this line. See, here's the notches. You need this line to be visible. And then you make this line.
That's yours.
And then, you see, this is like 4 inches up, and this should be about a ½ inch. It's a little bit more, but it's okay.
You should do this.
I can bring it in a little. Okay? So the total, the center is 1/4 here and 1/4 there. And then these little guys, these two little tucks right here, those are your tucks later on, okay? So you want to make sure you mark that. Where's my shirt?
So it's only 4 tucks?
You did both?
No, there's 2
I
of
didn't
them.
tuck anything.
Oh.
I'm in trouble.
Now see, what we're going to do today is called a continuous bound placket. Now we're going to start out without this little seam. This little seam comes last. And what it does is it kind of keeps the placket from gapping open. So when you lay it down, it makes it stay nice and flat. This is an optional thing. You don't always have to do it, but we do it for the project, okay? So today we're going to do the continuous bound placket, the little tucks. Then we're going to do our French seam, and we're going to do our ease stitching in the cap on top of the sleeve. We're going to do the 2 little gathering stitches. So we're going to prepare the whole sleeve today, so then when we come back Monday, we're going to put the cuffs on. Okay, so then we have everything ready to finish with the collar, do the set in the sleeve, and do the hem, and we're all done, buttonholes. So it's going to come all together, okay? So right now, what we're going to do is, what page is that? Does it have a number
228.
228. 228. You might as well just stick with your handouts because the other book doesn't have this as nice. Okay, this is the instructions for the continuous bound placket, okay? The first thing, the easiest way is when you first learn, mark everything. And even when you're experienced, you might as well kind of, it doesn't hurt if you mark things. So we're going to take one of these bias bands, and to make life easier, take your ruler and just kind of make some lines at 1/4 of an inch. Just do it all the way around. That way, whatever you use, it's going to match. 1/4 of an inch is our seam allowance, and we're going to do it on both sides. That way, since we have muslin, we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so this way you can use it from either way. And now I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to press it over, okay, right here. See, it's going to be, one side is going to be turned in. You don't have to follow me for that because it's too easy.
1/4 of an inch, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did she do it? That looks like a fourth. Don't tell her I said that. It does look like a
Why don't you just measure it from here?
I hate taking notes with pencil. It's a fourth.
Huh?
Like line it up. Line it on a line.
Yeah, you
Sometimes I
have
like
to learn how
smudging
to
things.
read that.
Yeah, so fourth right here, right?
Yeah, the first, see, you got two A's.
I feel like this
One,
one
two, that's a four.
makes little like
Uh-huh.
blobbies.
Increase
So
all measure.
if you take it on the second line,
So everybody got two.
that's a fourth. And don't use those.
No, wait,
those-
Yeah, well, it's a pencil.
Yeah, that's a sleeve.
Okay, all right. I want you guys to,
Sorry.
this is yours.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
like mine better. We gotta keep it a little comical because this stuff is so dry, right? Okay, this outline, now what we're going to do, in order to, you actually putting something into nothing. See, this is flat, right? It's not a seam. This is a flat piece of fabric and you're going to put something in there. See, you're going to put something in there, in that flat piece. So this, we're going to stay stitch this line and we're going to bring it up to about like a ½ inch up. Then this, we're going to start sewing with a stitch that is 2.5, your regular stitch. Then when we come within a ½ inch, we're going to change it to a number 1 stitch. Then we're going to pivot on the top and do 2 little stitches across. Then we do number 1 coming down and finish up with 2.5.
Like we did with the cuffs, with
Huh?
the
With the
collar.
Yeah, it's, you know,
Wait, that's what our stay stitch?
yeah, stay stitch is what?
The 2.5?
No,
Stay-
but if you would have to explain what a stay stitch is.
It's a looser one so that you're able to remove it, right?
It's just in
It's
one
maybe-
way. It just one.
Okay,
It's like a
stay
helper,
stitch is always on a single layer.
Yeah.
It's not, never a seam.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a seam, then it's a seam. It's no longer a stay stitch. Basting is when you use a large stitch.
Oh, okay, that's what I meant.
Stay
That's what I
stitching,
mistook it.
stay stitch is always in, you should never say always. The
Mostly.
stay stitch is mostly, basically, fundamentally, always your regular stitch, like 2.5. Now, the stay stitch changes in here to be a little bit bigger, or smaller. Because when you use big stitch, it's basting, but in stay stitching, you can go smaller, like you're protecting your corners, you know, ahead of time or something. This you have to protect ahead of time because we're going to cut in here right up to there. So you have almost nothing to work with. So you're protecting that little corner by using a tiny stitch that will hold on to the fibers and protect it. Okay, and then this here, the pressed side is going to be the wrong side, and then this is going to be the right side. So we're going to put this next to here. So come on over to the machine now. Where we can
Sorry.
have a good look at that. Now, one of the things that, you know, the dark color is always the right color. In this case, we're going to work that in reverse because we're going to end up on the right side. So, okay, let's not confuse things too much. Okay, we got enough light? Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is on a single layer, I marked my place, and I'm just going to do a 2.5 stitch, and I'm going to follow my line. And, oh, sorry, this is a little pressure. When you get close to the end, to the top, make it to a number 1, and bring it, use your hand wheel now. Bring it all the way to the top. one stitch. Okay, then pivot. Pivot means, you know, pivot right on a right angle, and take 2 little stitches across, and then come down on the other side for about a 1/2 inch, and then change back to normal, 2.5. There's no back stitching involved because it's a single layer, so you don't need to back stitch, right? You're not. This is just a helper, but it's a helper in one way because it shows you where you're going to be sewing, but in another way it also protects this corner. If you just cut into it, which you could do if you wanted to, but you're taking a high risk on that corner to do it with that. Now I'm going to clip in the middle, and see, this is where you can see, you have no choice, okay? You have to clip exactly up to the corner, and that's why we have those. You see, this has to be able to be pulled like that, so you cannot go only like within a quarter and then you say, oh, I'm scared. Nope. you have no choice. You got to get in that corner. Okay, now once you did that, this is important. You're going to lay your piece. Also, guys, when you first start, make sure you know that you have a left and a right sleeve going on. Okay, so when you have one here, you got to have the other one right here. So this would be right here in order to, okay? So right now, because we machine sewing everything, so when we turn this back out, it has to end up on the right side. So right now, see my little lines? This is my 1/4 inch seam allowance, which you know, it starts out with a 1/4 inch, but then it goes into nothing. So this is the right side, this is the right side. So when you put these together, you actually have right side, wrong side, right side. So the wrong side ends up on the right side. Now I confused everybody.
Right, wrong?
Yeah, it's just that. And now we're going to take the stay stitch and we're going to line it up on top of the marked. See, remember my quarter line? I'm going to take the stay stitch and I'm going to line it up with my quarter line. Because this piece is a straight piece, so you have to have that doesn't change. So right in here, I'm going to pin it right in front of the stay stitch, and you're going to bring this right into the center. See? Now when you look at this, see this angle? You're coming into nothing. See, the only thing that holds it together is that little stay stitch. And then we're going to flip this and we bring it all to the other side, and then we do the rest. But I'm not going to pin that at this point. It's easier. So right now I'm going to go left of the okay, to the left of the stay stitch. Do a little back stitch. Start with a back stitch.
So like a 16.
No, you're going to be
Directly to the left?
directly. Like, here's the
Like
stay
you don't want to
stitch,
stay.
and you're going to be right there to the left of it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You have to be real close because you have to stay within that 1/4 inch. Okay, so watch. You can see it right there. You just watch your needle. See, the needle is going to go. See, you can also, when I do it by myself, I just kind of take this and I fold it right on top of it. And then I look at it. I don't like my foot. My foot is dancing. I'm not sure why. So